Yes guys, what's good? So we're going to talk about dumbbell shoulder pressing in this video and sort of the best techniques for you to be using when doing this to make sure that your shoulders are safe. Now, the shoulders are a very, very complicated sort of joint and sort of collection of muscles. You've obviously got the rotator cuff in there, which is a group of different muscles and tendons which make the shoulder externally rotate, internally rotate, move laterally, abduct. And adduct, they make the shoulder joint stable. Okay, so if the shoulder's not warm before you start pressing, you've got a high risk of injury. So it's always good to do some rotator cuff movements, moving inwards and outwards, like so, holding little like 1 kilo, 2 kilo plates, and just turning in and out. They're using cables for the same thing, get your shoulders warm. Okay, now when you're doing a shoulder press, most people will just press it up and down, not really thinking about where their elbow's going. Which is fine. I mean, it's still going to work the shoulder. Yes, you're still going to grow big shoulders, but you're also putting yourself in a compromised position because the shoulder needs to move in a safe position. Same when you're doing a bench press. Shoulders have got to be back and down, ideally, and those elbows have got to be in a nice position. So it's no good if you're trying to do a shoulder press, okay, and your elbows, are coming back here when you're doing that shoulder press. That's no good. What you need to do is on the way down, those shoulders have got to come in here. So when you're pressing almost, there's an angle from your chest to your bicep, which is sort of there, moving outwards, where the shoulders actually come in slightly, the elbows, actually come in slightly, and you press from there. So instead of being pinned back here, and the elbows coming back there, we tuck the elbows in, okay, bring them round slightly, and we press almost slightly in front of ourselves, but directly up and down vertically. What that does is it takes all the risk, or most of the risk, depending on how heavy you go, out of you sort of messing up your rotator cuff, tearing your shoulder, tearing your chest when doing your dumbbell shoulder pressing. At the end of the day, we want this for longevity, guys. So if you're not doing this correctly, then the chances are you may get injured, and then that's going to put you out for sort of 4 to 6 weeks at least for not training properly. It's going to get in your head. You're going to slip. You're going to fall off the wagon. Your diet's going to go to shit. And you're not going to be in the gym smashing it, sort of achieving your goals. You've got a 4 to 6 week period there where you sort of fall off the wagon completely. Because if you cannot do one thing of everything that needs to be done, everything else, usually with most people, will just follow and just sort of spiral out of control. So make sure when you're doing those shoulder presses, same as a bench press, that those elbows are in slightly and the shoulders are locked and you're pressing up and down vertically. Make sure the weight's not too heavy, because if you're pressing up and you've got to go like this to get the weight up, then again, you're just putting yourself in a compromised position. Rather than that, if you're going to get a heavy set, get yourself somebody you trust to give you a spot to come underneath your elbows and just gently come up with you, okay? Not actually grab hold of you or try and move the dumbbells forward or backwards, because if they're doing that, they can't spot you, they're rubbish. Just come underneath you, just gently, just take your elbows with you. And help you lift up those last couple of reps, those force reps that you're really struggling with, rather than trying to dig in yourself and lean and move around, because that's when you're going to get injured, guys. So, make sure that your elbows aren't back here. Make sure that they're in nice, okay? See, in there, rather than back here, okay? Excuse the sweat patches. And, keep your shoulders safe, press heavy, get big.